Hey guys, it's Susie from Gemini Connect, and today I am here in the Gemini Connect Studio Media Space, and we're going to tackle a problem that has long plagued me, and that problem is sorting out my crazy charging station for all of my devices. So as you can see here, I have been trying to make sense of my charging station for quite a while. And I came up with this initial charging station a couple years back. And it basically involves a big Belkin surge protector, and that is Velcro to the side of my desk. And I filled the plugs with just various batteries. Most of these are camera batteries, Sony, Canon, Sony, some AA charging batteries, and just a big hub for all of the USB-C powered devices. This whole station has worked out for me for the last couple of years, but as I've added on to my video camera collection and just had more and more devices that are powered through these USB-C cables, this station just has not really grown with me. So today's mission is to turn this mess into something that is more organized and keeps all of my things charged and easy to find. So let's head on downstairs and start building up my charging station. If you're anything like me, you've probably accumulated a fair share of USB-C cables and various battery charging devices. And the problem with this is that it's very confusing. It's hard to find what you need when you need it. So today we're going to take this and make something that is more organized and easy to find what you need when you need it. The first thing we're going to need is industrial strength Velcro. Now you can buy this Velcro pre-cut or buy them in rolls, but it is a lot cheaper to buy them in rolls. This particular pack also comes with Velcro cable ties. And you will also need these whether you buy them as part of a pack or separately. The next thing you're going to need is a box, or somewhere where you can hide all of those cables. Now, finding the right box is a bit of a challenge just because battery chargers come in all shapes and sizes and you never quite know what's going to fit where. But I did find this one box on Amazon that does seem to work, so I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested. It's a bamboo box, and it comes pretty self-assembled. The only things that you have to assemble yourselves are these little dividers here. And you can actually put them wherever you please or not use them at all. But the box opens up like this, and you have plenty of room for your power strips or your battery chargers that you don't want seen. There are also some grooves on the sides here so that your thicker cables have a place to come through. And there is a hole on the other side for your charging cable to come through that you actually plug into the wall. So because we have different types of battery chargers, I'm going to build two different stations. One is meant for these bigger battery chargers, and the other is more of like a USB-C cable hub. So we're going to start with the camera charging station first. First thing we're going to do is take a power strip and place that inside and feed the cable through that hole on the other end. And almost immediately we see why we need Velcro, because without Velcro, this power strip is going to move around a lot. So we're going to want to secure that in place. So we're going to undo our industrial Velcro loops here. And the only downside to this is that they come separated, which is interesting because I've bought these pre-cut before, and the advantage to that is that you don't have to match them up. But in this case, I kind of wish that they had just done that, because now you have to match them and then cut off whatever length that you're going to need. And the other idea with this charging station is that I want this to be semi-permanent. I don't want a permanent charging station, because sometimes you have to remove your power strips or remove your battery chargers. So I need this to be held in place but not super permanent. And so for that reason, I'm going to attach the soft side of the Velcro to the actual device. Next thing we're going to do is assemble all of the camera battery chargers that we want to put in this cable management box. And so you're going to want to pick out the camera battery chargers that have longer cables and don't attach directly into the wall. So this is a Fujifilm battery charger, and a Sony a7R III battery charger. And they differ a lot from, say, this Canon 5D Mark III DSLR charger and this Sony a6000 charger, which plug in directly to the wall. And that's not quite going to work for this setup. So for these, we'll do something else with them. So the first thing we're going to want to do is use those Velcro cable management ties and just make this cable a little bit more compact. And then we're going to plug that guy in. Just have them kind of facing this side where the cable holes are. Maybe even fit the box over so you see where everything kind of aligns to. And the reason for having this loop out a bit is that these cables are a little stiff. So I'm doing that so that you don't put too much pressure over here. All right, and as you need to, just use these Velcro cable ties to secure some of these longer cords so that they stay neatly packed in. All right, again, these cables are a little stiff, so you're really gonna have to help them stay into place by using some more Velcro. All right, and in an attempt to keep some of the original design here and to increase the efficiency or functionality of this cable management box, I cut the Velcro strips to fit in between the divider lines. This is the rough side of the Velcro. I use the soft side on the back of my charging devices. And the reason here, again, for doing this is that in case I want to switch this up, I have the ability to do that. And if I want to use these dividers again, or if I get new battery chargers, I can do that in the future. Based on that, here's the other devices that we want to utilize here. So because the hard part of the Velcro is already down, I just need to cut in some soft pieces and attach them to the back of these chargers. So these other battery devices are actually USB powered, and some of these, you know, this is the original battery for the Zhiyun gimbal, but this is a third-party battery charger for GoPro and a third-party battery charger for Fujifilm. And the reason is because these third-party battery chargers let you charge more batteries at one time, and they're also cheaper. So it's up to you whether you want to use the original battery charger that comes with your camera or buy more official battery chargers or get third-party battery chargers. So for these guys, because they're mostly cable-based, you have a couple of options. If you have some of these other wall plugs that, you know, maybe come at your cell phones or come at various devices, you can attempt to use these and plug them directly into the power strip below. And we're also going to take advantage of the fact that these holes here that are for dividers can also be used for your USB-C cables. So they can come up through here. First, let's go ahead and attach some of the soft Velcro to each of these devices. All right, there we go. So now we have 4 battery chargers in here. We still have a lot of space here on top, as well as some power outlets on the bottom. And again, look at how nicely those chargers are holding in place with that Velcro. So to maximize the space and the power we have left, this is a USB-C or a USB charging hub. There are many of these online, and the advantage is that you can plug in multiple USB cables and charge various devices based on what you need. And this charger I've been using for the last few years. It's really great, Selectech. And I've already been using the Velcro attached to my desk, so it's already got Velcro on the back. So all we're gonna have to do is place some Velcro strips down here. All right, so there's our very first charging station. Now let's go ahead and plug it in. Boom, everything lights up. Nice. The second charging station is going to be a little different because we no longer have a lot of bulky batteries. Instead, it's going to provide us with a USB hub. So this is a USB hub by Amazon Basics. Comes in a whole lot of different options, but this one is one of the biggest ones, so I have the option to plug in 10 different USB cables. You can also get it, I think, in 5 or 2 or 3 or 4, but I think 10 is among the most you can have. So hubs like this are pretty simple. So this is the input. You do have to plug it in to a wall. And once you do that, there's also a on and off switch. So this device is much smaller, and so it's just going to sit in here, and then the cable is going to run through right here. And we are still going to Velcro this up so that it doesn't slide around while it's in the box. And again, to give us the option to either recreate this or use this separately, we are going to put the soft side of the Velcro on the actual charging device, and the rough side is going to go inside of the box. So when you're putting the device in, you do want to make sure that the side that needs the power input is facing or closest to that hole right there. And then the USB inputs should have some room to breathe so that those cables can have some space to wrap around. And now it's just a matter of finding all of your USB cables and plugging them into the hub. All right, so once I have some cables here, I'm going to tie them together with a Velcro cable management strip. And again, if you're like me, you're gonna have cables of all different lengths. So what I'm gonna do is tie all the long ones together, and then I have some really short ones here. So these guys are just gonna go in towards the bottom. It is also worth noting that if you have a bunch of non-USB-C cables and you want to adapt them, you can actually get these little adapters and just stick them on top of these older USB cables and turn them into USB-C cables. And this works pretty well for charging. For connectivity, it might not work so well if you're plugging it into a computer or a machine, but for charging, these will work just fine. Now, as I was putting my little hub together, I realized there's one pretty big piece that I was missing, and that was a space for my AA battery charger. Because I go through a lot of AA and AAA batteries for a lot of my strobes and speedlight flash photography. So I've been needing to have a bigger hub like this to keep all my batteries charged. So what I ended up doing was making the inside of this box a little messier, but this as well is powered through an electrical plug-in cable. So I have the two cords for these two devices, wired in together down here, and then I have an extender here. So they both plug into this extender. The extender goes out the side and plugs directly into a wall or a surge protector. And now I'm going to Velcro this right here. And there we have it, a cable management system that may not be perfect, but it is definitely better than what I've been using previously. And it will help me stay charged and organized, and I will never have to hunt for cables or batteries again. I should also mention that the power supplies for each of these boxes do plug into a surge protector that I've been using for the past several years, never had a problem with it, and it will keep everything more or less protected if there's a power outage or lightning strikes or something odd like that happens. And you might be wondering what happened to these other chargers that have to plug directly into the wall. Well, we're back to the drawing board because that is why I am still using my old setup that's attached to my desk. That is one of the best solutions, I think, for these flat chargers that can't quite fit into these power boxes and thus still have to be plugged directly into a power source. So this is my DIY charging station, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below about what you think. Would you make any changes to this? Do you have an alternate charging station that works for you? Please let me know. I would love suggestions because I spent a lot of time looking on Google and Pinterest and all kinds of places looking for solutions, and it looks like most people have to DIY their charging stations because of these bulky batteries that just don't quite fit into the charging stations that are meant for iPhones and iPads and tablets and smaller devices. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.